The present show at the Grand Palais is a retrospective in the sense one can discover works by Bill Viola from 1977 for the most ancient reflecting pool till 2013 for the Dreamers. We propose to the visitor a journey organized around the three main metaphysical questions. Who am I? Where am I? Where do I go? And it opens with a quotation by the famous Sufi thinker of the 12th century, Ibn Arabi: if you engage into travel, you will arrive. In the first part, the show presents a series of works dedicated to a self-introspection. There is self-portraits, like Reflecting Pool, like 9 attempts to achieve immortality, where the artist questions love, birth, death. Bill Viola uses to say that birth is probably not a beginning and death is probably not an end. In the second part of the show, dedicated to the landscapes and the relationship between mankind and the landscape, we open by a sort of installations mixing an ancient work from 1978, Chott el Djerid, shot in the Tunisian desert, and two works from the series The Mirages, shot in 2012. The Mirages are for Bill Viola what is the more real in the unreal. Finally, in the third part, the visitors will face another big question of Bill Viola's work. Where do we go? What about after death? There is an obsession in this work for the question of eternity and immortality. That doesn't mean that Bill Viola is a religious person, but in fact, what Bill Viola wants to show us is the emotion of the idea of eternity. And for instance, in a piece like Three Women, where you see three women of three different generations, there is the idea of the transmission, of the heritage, of the chain of generations, of the chain of beings. Within the show, we didn't want any pedagogic material. It is very important to preserve the immersion within the image and the sounds. So the show is therefore a sort of experience. And I think that if today Bill Viola's work touched so much a wide audience all over the world, it is due partly to this universality. As Bill Viola says, he's not speaking to the brain, he's speaking to the torso.